Hello, friends. Welcome to Turn a Stone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you've joined me today. We're going to be talking about your next 30 days. So we'll take a look at the prominent energies coming for you over the next 30 days, some events that may be happening for you, as well as some advice from Spirit for how you can navigate this current short-term span of time. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from today, and I've chosen from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck here for you so that you can make your selection as to which reading is most applicable for you. Pile 1 is the Owl pile. Pile 2 is the Turtle. Pile 3 is the Lizard. Timestamps are in the description box below. Please click ahead to your chosen group, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. This is your look at the next 30 days. So let's take a look at what is in store for you in the coming 30-day period, what energies we have, what events might be happening, and what Spirit would like to assist you with at this time. So the card that you were drawn to in the intro is the Owl card. I love this card. It's always interesting to me when I put this next to the camera, the lens always focuses on this owl face as if it were a human face. So it has a lot of energy to it, this owl figure. It's associated with abundance. I think your next 30 days is really going to be asking you to take a look at your relationship with abundance. That was coming through strong and clear. As I was tuning into the energy of your pile before I even drew your cards, I was swaying back and forth. So I'm getting the sense that you have been successful in bringing some abundance into your life. However, it perhaps is not yet a steady stream for you. You may, have periods of your life where you feel like things are really flowing in nicely and you feel very comfortable and secure. Um, and then with that swaying motion, I'm getting there may be other times when you feel some insecurity and you feel that things are not flowing in. And so Spirit is really asking you in the next 30 days to sort of work with this particular flow pattern that you may have been experiencing so that you can have more abundance more steadily in your life. So let me read you from the guidebook for the Owl card. I think it's important to your reading. It says, Owl, abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon and how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When in balance, the owl spirit is generous, trusting, and secure. When out of balance, the owl may experience money quarrels or scarcity. To bring into balance, make an offering. So beautiful card. I absolutely adore the owl. It just has so much power to this card, I think, and a lot of depth to it as well. And I'm seeing from your cards here, you have a number of court cards, and they're all they're the more advanced court cards. We've got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. Also, you have the King of Swords here. So I get the sense that either you're a mature person or you have some maturity to you. You may have been through experiences that have taught you valuable lessons. With the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords coming out in your first column here, again, with that swaying that I was feeling as I was tuning into your reading, I think there is a part of your spirit that is very artistic, that really enjoys beauty, that really is inspired by a lot of things in the world, a lot of the beauty of the world. Fashion, I'm hearing for some of you, you really enjoy, playing with fashion. There's a lot of independence with this card too. It can indicate, working independently, directing others even with your artistic visions or creative visions. But then there's also this King of Swords card, and I suspect for many of you, this will be different parts of yourself. For some of you, this could be, you may be in a partnership. This Queen of Wands and King of Swords energy may indicate a partnership. There might be sort of two different personalities in a partnership that may be affecting you in the next 30 days, or you may simply be reconciling, I think, these two parts of yourself. But let's talk about the King of Swords. The King of Swords is quite a different energy to the Queen of Wands. This is, of course, a more masculine energy, but notice this sharp needle she's holding. There is a bit of sharpness, some pointedness to the King of Swords energy. It's a character that's known to be very decisive and just make firm decisions. Some people even consider it, perhaps a little cold in nature, like just, this is my decision and I won't hear anything to the contrary, that kind of energy. So you may have this within yourself where you feel very warm and wanting to share and appreciate beauty, but perhaps there's also a side of yourself that says, okay, no more, that's enough. I don't want to, maybe it's, I don't want to blow the budget here, I'm not going to spend any more money, or well, I have to buckle down and go back to work at this particular job. Playtime is over, that kind of energy is coming in here with this King of Swords. So again, this could be you and another person, or both sides of yourself. Maybe there's a more expansive side of yourself that really sort of relishes in beauty, arts, creativity. And maybe there's a side of yourself that is extremely practical, extremely how do I want to say it? Just, very decisive, very practical, not considering any emotional things in any way. So let's move on here. So looking at kind of the external events coming for you in the next 30 days, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So this tells me that you're going to have the opportunity to get out of a situation in the coming 30 days. So this could be anything as simple as, for some of you, I was hearing an obligation. So maybe there's some event that you don't want to attend. This is something that's just going to drain your energy. You're, with it next to the King of Swords, I don't think you're going to enjoy it very much, or it's something that might take a lot of time. You'd have to travel to it, and you're really not going to get that much out of it in return, perhaps. So this is a little exercise from Spirit, this obligation that you're going to be looking at over the next 30 days. For some of you, it might be a job. For some of you, it could be an event that's happening that you would rather not attend. Maybe it's a job that's not fulfilling to you, a job that's just kind of draining your energy away. But with the Queen of Pentacles here, I see you having the opportunity to step into a place where you can feel more fully yourself, feel more fully taken care of, really sort of relish either your time or your experience, or even relishing things around you, good foods, I'm hearing. So really looking after your health with this Queen of Pentacles here. So this is a little bit of a test from Spirit. You may be familiar with the philosophy of gates. Spirit will often bring us like little challenges as we're working our way towards our desires. And sometimes it'll say, oh, let's see how much you value your time. I'm going to put this thing in front of you. where you might feel slightly obligated to do this. Um, but I'm going to see if you choose yourself or if you would prefer to please the people around you and do this thing. So I think it's a little bit of a test happening for you in the next 30 days. Um, and it's going to just kind of affect how future things progress for you. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a major thing that's going to totally change your life. That's, um, that may not be the case here. These are minor arcanas. So I don't think it's going to derail your life in any way, but it's just an opportunity for you to really check in within yourself, see what it is you truly value, what it is you truly enjoy. Are you truly enjoying the moment, or are you giving your time and energy away to people, places, and events that maybe you don't value as much? So this is really an invitation in the next 30 days to look at abundance, how you feel abundance, what makes you feel abundant. Are you spending your time and energy and resources in ways that are detracting from your abundance? And if so, maybe looking at how you can deal with that. But do be on the lookout for this situation that, there's going to be kind of a choice point. Will you choose to set yourself free? Or will you remain kind of stuck in the cage here? It's going to be really up to you, and it's a little bit of a soul, I wouldn't say lesson, sounds very strong, but just like a little exercise, I guess, from Spirit about looking at what you value, how you create abundance in your own life. And then here, for your advice, we have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and then also the Four of Pentacles came out for you. So this is a very curious combination of cards to get as advice for Spirit. And what I'm understanding from these cards, again, we're kind of returning to this theme of abundance here. But Spirit really wants you to look at the ways that you are limiting yourself here with the Nine of Wands. There may be some mental activity where you may have times where you get into a bit of a fear state about perhaps not having enough. You may be one of those individuals that really has plenty of resources, and on some level you know it, but on another level you're doing things like, I heard this old shirt. For some reason, Spirit is talking to me about an old shirt. Is somebody watching this wearing an old shirt that's a bit, it's a bit tatty, it doesn't look great, but you still keep wearing this old shirt? And why are you wearing this old shirt? You have the resources you need to replace the old shirt, I'm hearing. But that can also be kind of a metaphor for, in what ways are you keeping this scarcity mentality alive in your life? Are you allowing your mind to continually feed you worries about abundance, fears about abundance? Um, with this Four of Pentacles here, I'm seeing you kind of locking yourself out of certain situations and experiences due to some fears, worries, scarcity mindset. When you could be having the Ten of Cups here, you could be moving towards the Ten of Cups. I think there are some beautiful things that you can relish in your life, things that are, really feeding you. It could be relationships with other people. It could be beautiful surroundings. It could be plants and animals in your environment. It could be a body of water in your environment, that's very pleasant to go and spend time near. So Spirit is inviting you in the next 30 days to really look at, it's really, I'm getting a lot of, mental examination here and spiritual examination about your relationship with abundance. The message I'm hearing is that Spirit really wants to bring in more abundance to your life, um, to eliminate this sway back and forth from feeling abundant to feeling scarcity to feeling abundance again. And Spirit would like to invite you to just dwell in abundance at all times, really. there may be some internal blocks that are causing you to continually swing back to this scarcity mindset, to sort of lock yourself away from having some beautiful experiences, perhaps, and beautiful relationships, maybe preventing opportunities from coming to you. And Spirit wants you to know that the Ten of Cups is possible. You can have it all, but the Spirit is inviting you to work on your mindset in terms of believing, truly believing on really a soul level that you can have it all. You can have love, you can have beauty, you can have companionship if that's what you desire. All of this is really possible for you. But the goal of the next 30 days is to help you steady the sway so that more of this can flow to you. I did also draw a Wisdom of the Oracle card for you and a few tea leaves. So let's look and see what we got there. So your Wisdom of the Oracle card is Happy, Happy, number 26, Happy, Happy. And this is a delightful card. I think, Spirit really does want you to be happy. Spirit wants you to have all your wishes granted, all your desires met. You're this beautiful, innocent, playful soul at heart. And we saw this here with the Queen of Wands. That's her energy as well. But, maybe a bit more mature, I think, in this image. But, really enjoying all of the beauty that love and life have to offer you here. That's what Spirit wants for you to move towards in the next 30 days. I'm going to read you from the book because I think it's very important here, the meanings of this card. The essential meanings for Happy, Happy, it says, joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. So I think this is really going to be available to you, especially with your Queen of Pentacles coming out here and the Ten of Cups. I mean, this for me is echoing that you really will have the opportunity to experience some really beautiful fulfillment in the coming 30 days. So joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. The Oracle's message for this card: your decisions are effortlessly fulfilled now. Find joy in the present moment, whatever is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles of longing and able to experience the liberation that comes from actually being happy moment to moment. For you have chosen happiness over yearning for it. Now is the time for feeling joy for the sake of joy and experiencing contentment. None of this is because of something outside yourself. Your happiness is a result of you being at one with Spirit's plan for your life. All is well. The tide is in for now. Enjoy playfully splashing in it. Ah, beautiful. So again, really an invitation to enjoy all of the beauty and abundance that you have in your life at the present time. I'm going to also read you the prosperity message for this card because this was, there were some prosperity indicators for you here. It says, this is a time to take pride in your accomplishments. You're doing good work, providing exceptional service, and are well compensated for it. The world rains gratitude upon you, and you're happy with the results of your efforts and creativity. Isn't it amazing to consider all that you have done? Remember your partnership with Spirit in this moment too. Your soul has always known that you could accomplish anything if it brought you joy. So again, that sense of joy, bringing in, even more abundance for you. I think finding your joy over the next 30 days is going to be very important for you, and really, learning how to stay in that joyful space and watch where those Nine of Wands, and Four of Pentacles thoughts start to creep in so that you can better stay in this place of true joy and fulfillment. I think the next 30 days are really going to be beautiful for you. All right, and then I did choose a few tea leaf oracle cards for you as well. So we'll show you what we have there. First, we have the Whale, and it says, great worry over nothing. Great worry over nothing. So a whale may be important to you this month, or maybe there was a worry on your mind. With this Nine of Wands card, that can sometimes point to worries. So whatever you're worried about, Spirit is saying, great worry over nothing. So let that be some solace for you. Then we also have the bird flying. It says news is on the way. So you may be getting some important news in the next 30 days. Then we have the tower, and this one is solid foundation, success with effort. Solid foundation, success with effort. And then you got another bird. You've got the bird perched. It says waiting for news, package, or a letter. So those are just kind of some little random bits just to look out for in your next 30 days. But this has been your message, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading today. I hope you found it beneficial for your life. I wish you a wonderful day. May your next 30 days be filled with light, love, and boundless blessings. And I will see you in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. This is your message about your next 30 days. So let's take a look at what's at play in your life within the next 30 days. The card that you were drawn to in the intro is the Turtle card. And immediately with this card, I heard the word home. So some of you may be dealing with a feeling of home, or maybe even a physical home, building a home, I'm hearing, or creating a home with another person. That may be very much on your mind within the next 30 days. The turtle is very unique. It carries its shell on its back. Some of you, I think, may be traveling in the next 30 days here with this turtle card coming out. The turtle moves around but finds its home wherever it is. So you may be embarking on some travel within the next 30 days. I'm also going to read you the definition from the book on this card, so you have a fuller picture of what this turtle card is meant to represent. And the turtle spirit is an ancient soul. It's very grounded, trusting, and it's at home in itself. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. The turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, turtle spirits are peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, turtles can be slow and they can slow down to a halt. To bring things into balance, go on an adventure. So again, more messages of travel here, but very deep, wise souls, the turtles. Again, that sense of collecting experiences, weaving the tale of life almost through all of their, the travels and the experiences they collect and sort of assemble in their shell. So let's take a look at the energies that we have for you. I did ask Spirit, what is going on for you? What is the dominant energy showing up in your energy field within the next 30 days? And the cards that came out for you are the Three of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So this points to some upset, I have to say, my pile twos. I see you as this Three of Pentacles here. You're working away on something, you're building something, you've got ideas for how to move something forward. And then this upside down King of Wands, is exiting the situation. So I'm getting the sense from this combination that some kind of person in a situation is walking away. There may have been an argument with somebody here. I'm getting with these flames. I heard the words conflagration or the word conflagration, which can often be like an argument, a fight, some kind of disagreement that's unpleasant. And so I also heard the word walking off the job. So maybe some of you were physically trying to build a home or build some kind of structure, and somebody literally like walked away. Maybe you had a difference of opinion about something, how something should be done. And it does seem that there is an uncooperative person in the mix here with this could be in the very recent past, I'm getting that sense, or it could be something you're dealing with now. But there is this sense of, you wanting to build something, move something forward, and there's somebody who is not cooperating, and there may have been some crosswords exchanged here, not for always for all of you. For some of you, I'm even hearing, you wanted to build a family or build a home, a loving home with this person. And, there has been an issue, and this person is not cooperating. So that does sound very difficult indeed. If this is you, I send you all of my compassion, because that's a difficult situation to be in, certainly, and to traverse through. And traversing through it is definitely what it looks like you will be doing within the next 30 days. I do have more travel cards here. This Six of Swords is often a card of travel. Both of these cards, the Six of Swords and the King of Cups, represent water, bodies of water. So you may be traveling over water in the next 30 days, perhaps even traveling overseas. You may be visiting an island, you may be seeing some mountains in your travels, all just little indicators here coming up in your cards. It won't apply to all of you. For some of you, this is really more of an inner travel, an emotional travel perhaps. I do see you coming to terms with whatever this disagreement has been, whatever the involvement with this person who has walked away or who has become uncooperative. I do see you processing that. Both of these figures look a little bit sad here. The King of Cups in this image is looking down. The image in the Six of Swords is also looking down. And both of these cards are telling me about looking for home, looking for a sense of home. I think, you really are wanting to feel at home in the world, at home in yourself, at home perhaps with another person or with a family unit or some kind of unit of people. You're wanting to feel at home, and I think you're contemplating that deeply within the next 30 days. With this anchor here, she's floating along, wondering where she can put down her anchor. So I think you may be having thoughts, maybe even as you travel, like, could I live here? Or maybe just thinking generally about where you could go from here now that that you're in this situation. With this ship going through the mountain there, it's just passing through. So again, I'm getting that sense of not really having a home. This is not the port for this ship ultimately. You're looking for, your more permanent port here. I see her looking at this ship here where she can put her ship. And I can't help but think of ship as like the shorthand for relationship. So you may be looking for a relationship that really feels like home to you. You may be contemplating new places. Maybe if this was a situation where you were building something or a work situation, you're just looking for a workplace or a work environment or even a working partnership that feels more fulfilling and that feels stable. With this King of Wands in this position, I think this energy did not feel stable, or maybe, after the surprise that there has been a surprise that has occurred that has caused you to feel like this was not stable. Which is not like you. I see, over here, the Nine of Pentacles. I think you're a very stable person, a very grounded person like the turtle, somebody who's able to kind of traverse murky terrain here like the turtle. You have a lot of wisdom. You're very wise. You're very grounded. So I think, it's probably difficult for you to understand these kinds of energies that just, kind of go up in flames and do their own thing. So the advice that Spirit is showing me here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Judgment card, the first words I heard were, you deserve so much better. If this was a contractor that walked off the job, you deserve so much better. Maybe you had really done your research and, maybe had a good arrangement with this person and they perhaps took advantage in some way or didn't live up to their word. You deserve so much better. If this is a romantic partnership or a friendship, and this person is not cooperating with you, you deserve so much better. I mean, look at you're this, beautiful human being. You're somebody capable of talking to the animals, of creating all of this abundance, of enjoying all of the abundance. You're really a lovely, lovely person, and you're worth so much more than a situation where, somebody kind of storms off, walks off, isn't reliable, passes through, doesn't, truly value you in the way I think you deserve to be valued here. With the Judgment card here, there may be some news coming in for you within the next 30 days that I think will help to lift your spirit. So I would look forward to some good news within the next 30 days. I'm also hearing music. As you do sort of process sort of the disintegration of whatever this partnership was, whether working partnership or romantic partnership, or friendship even, as you do contemplate the dissolution, music may be very helpful to your spirit. I see you enjoying music, having it really speak to your soul, feeling really soothed and comforted by music. There may even be some song lyrics that kind of speak to you within the next 30 days and help you to process and move on from what has occurred here. I do think, this is also a bit of a wake-up call in terms of your own value, in terms of, knowing your own worth, your own value, knowing what you truly deserve. And I think you're going to be in a place to really expect that in future situations so that you don't have to repeat a situation like this again. All right, I did also draw some Wisdom of the Oracle cards for you, as well as some tea leaves, so let's get into those. The first card that came out for you is number 33. It says Chaos and Conflict. And absolutely, I mean, that's what I'm getting with these two kings, kind of facing off in this direction. I'm getting the sense of a masculine that may possibly have a fiery temper or may be a bit slippery. But anyway, somebody that you can't get on the same page with. I think there's been a conflict here. And this conflict may well have created some chaos in your life. I see you here trying to build something, and suddenly the thing that you were counting on is no longer available, and now you're having to come up with a new plan and a new path here. So Spirit is acknowledging that with this card here. And I did get also here the Flexible card for you. So this is very good news, the Flexible card. I think Spirit is, especially with you getting the Judgment card here, this is often the card of divine intervention. So I think there will be a turnaround for you. And with the Be Flexible card, this is saying to me, things can change. It's, I think you're going to do your part and you're going to move on from whatever this difficult situation was. But be open to new possibilities, new ideas, new people. Maybe you meet somebody and they're not your type necessarily, or maybe they're not in the age bracket that you imagined. But maybe you develop a relationship with this person, or If it's a working situation, maybe it's a different type of work than what you've been thinking about. I think there are possibilities and opportunities for you beyond your usual horizon, something a little bit unexpected. I want to read you the flexible message too, because I thought that was important for your reading. So it says number 19, flexible. Teachability, open-mindedness, being adaptable without compromising what's important. The oracle's message for this card is, a tree's roots are solidly planted in the ground, yet its branches can bend in a hurricane. Whereas a rigid structure, like a building, would come crashing down. Consider how the tree remains supple and secure when everything around it may be in shambles. Wow, this really goes with the chaos and conflict card as well, speaking about adaptability to changes. This is how you need to be now, willing to learn new things, teachable, malleable, yet firmly grounded in who you are. Common sense is important, but so is an open mind. Stay curious, stay open, stay aware. At this time, others will be more flexible with you too. So beautiful message, my pile twos, just kind of stay open, be flexible, try to keep your eyes peeled for the unusual perhaps, or the unexpected. I do see you with the turtle here. The turtle can swim or the turtle can go on land. The turtle is a very adaptable creature that way. It can survive in different kinds of environments. So I think that may hold some applicability for your reading as well. All right, and then let's take a look at your tea leaves. The first one that came out for you says chain, and it says chain of events that will affect your life. Chain of events that will affect your life. So there may be some important events happening for you within the next 30 days that may unfold in curious ways. I think that may have some profound changes for you. And then you received the rainbow card, and this card says, the most difficult part of a situation is over. The most difficult part of a situation is over. And we do see this moving on card here. So I do see you within the next 30 days, gaining more acceptance, getting past whatever this difficulty has been. And then finally, we have the love card. So beautiful. I am getting some love messages here for some people watching this video. So this might just be confirmation that this is indeed about a relationship for some of you watching this. So, but with this judgment card, I would say, there could very well be, in the flexible card, there could very well be a new love opportunity opening up for you, and it could happen soon. So that is what I have for you, my pile 2, turtle pile. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If you could take a moment to like this video to help share it with more viewers, I would be grateful. And if you could take a moment to subscribe as well, it's completely free and it does a lot to help support my channel and keep me offering these free readings here on YouTube. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I wish you a wonderful 30 days ahead. May your month be filled with light, love, and boundless blessings, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. This is a look at your next 30 days. Thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to sharing these cards with you. We have a look at your current situation, some of the current energies around you, what may be happening in the month, as well as some advice from Spirit for how you can navigate the next 30 days. So let's take a look at the card that you were drawn to in the intro. This is the Lizard card. Beautiful card. I love the colors on this card. Some beautiful greens and yellows and reds, which could correspond to the chakras. I'm seeing the heart chakra in the green, the root chakra in the red, and the solar plexus chakra in the yellow. So a lot about, kind of your own personal power and strength, as well as your heart here in the next 30 days. This card often speaks to a lot of sensitivity. Lizards can be very sensitive to their environment, sensitive to the temperatures around them, really kind of sensing things beyond the usual senses. So almost that feeling of having a sixth sense. So you may be sensing some kind of a change in your life. You may not even really be able to articulate what this change in the environment is, or change in your own life. But I think you have a sense of this, and I think this is something that you're processing at the present time that you're coming across this reading. I'm going to read you the definition from the book for this card. This is from the Animal Spirit, The Wild Unknown. And it says, the lizard is instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and a dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, lizards are artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, lizard spirit is elusive, non-committal, and flaky. To bring into balance, the lizard spirit could benefit from a creative project. So again, a sense of the lizard being a real dreamer, a creative soul here, I think, and again, very sensitive being. So, and we get the sense of the dreamer here again in your Page of Cups card that came out in your reading. When I asked Spirit, what is going on for you? What are the energies in your world right now? They showed me the Devil in reverse and the Page of Cups. So this is very interesting. And the Devil in reverse is my favorite position for the Devil because it indicates releasing something, letting go of something that maybe you felt tied to. I was getting a lot of messages about bad habits. It can even be things like drinking too much coffee or sugar, those sort of culturally accepted addictions that we have. Those might be something you're kind of working with at the present time. It can also be, even an addiction to kind of wishful thinking, wanting things to be better than they are, or hoping for better outcomes and like not really wanting to deal with the reality of a situation. It's very interesting. When I was tuning into your energy before I even drew any cards for you, I was getting a sense of spaciness, that sort of feeling that we get when we just feel a little spaced out and we're not fully tracking. And that can often be a signal from our being that, there's just something we either can't really deal with right now. We're processing something very deeply on a nonverbal level. And so, our headspace kind of goes into spacey mode. But it can be a way of avoiding things as well. If there's something we can't really integrate, we can get kind of spaced out. So it can be almost a coping mechanism as well to go into this place of spaciness. And with the lizard spirit showing up for you, I do get the sense that you're a very sensitive person. You really feel a lot in the world. You pick up a lot of sensory information. I think you pick up on sensory information that even other people are not aware of, they're not picking up on. And, with this devil card having the tendency to portray addictions, I do find it's my own personal theory that very sensitive people are perhaps even more prone to addiction because we feel things so deeply, we pick up on so much. There can be a lot of overwhelm in terms of emotions coming at us. We can pick up on painful sensations more easily, I think, than most. And in order to cope with this, we often turn to various substances, whether they be whatever kind of substance is available to kind of dull our perception of reality. That's often something that highly sensitive people will experiment with or deal with at some point in their life, because it's a way of sort of managing the pain, managing the overwhelm. But I think you're freeing yourself from perhaps some habits that aren't really serving you. You may be freeing yourself from some thinking patterns that aren't really serving you. I think you're seeing through the illusions a bit at the present time, and wanting to make some very positive changes for yourself here in the next 30 days. When I looked at the external events of the month, Spirit showed me the Judgment card and the World card. These are major arcana, of course, so I think you've got some big things going on for you in the next 30 days. For some of you, I'm seeing travel, perhaps even world travel for some of you. For others of you, I heard graduation. You may be graduating from a course of study. For others of you, I heard performance. You may have a big performance coming up in the next 30 days that you've been preparing for, or taking a test that just came through as well, an important test. So it's really, some big things are happening, I think, in the month ahead of you, the next 30 days. I'm also hearing you may receive some important news in the next 30 days. That's coming through as well with the Judgment card. But if I take these cards kind of in the context of the reading as a whole, I do think you're kind of waking up to maybe these little patterns. I think you're waking up to some of this energy that you're sensing that's encouraging you to make a change in your life. For some of you, this may be a change of location. You may be changing where you live. You may be changing where you work. So there's some kind of big change, I think, that you're feeling that would be best for you to make. And I think you're working through the stages of being able to make this grand change in your life here in the next 30 days. When I asked for advice from Spirit, we got the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Swords. And what I heard from Spirit with the combination of these two cards is cutting something out of your life. So again, I can't help but feel drawn back to this, the sense of maybe being addicted to something, relying on something. Maybe you're cutting out, it could be something as simple as cutting out negative thoughts. You're learning to be more hopeful about the present. You may be cutting out, maybe it's sugar or caffeine or, certain substances. I'm really hearing a lot about nutrition with this combination as well, cutting out any kinds of foods or beverages that are not serving your body, cutting out things that don't have any nutritious value, so that you're really infusing, your very sensitive being with all of the vibrant, nutritious fruits and vegetables, and getting plenty of water, those kinds of things. Even getting out in nature, listening to the bird song is coming through too. That could be very restorative to your spirit. There's a few musical indicators here. So, exposing yourself to some very pleasing music can help lift your vibration, and help you, just to nurture the sensitive side of yourself. I think there is often with music, it can communicate to places of ourselves that words can't express. So music may be very important for you with all that you're going through now. But with the World card here, I do see the completion of something. I see you releasing something. I see you completing something. There is this sense of, moving on, moving forward, moving to something healthier and brighter. I think this is, Nine of Pentacles is showing us fulfillment, some beautiful, enjoying the beauties of life, enjoying the pleasures of life. I think you're moving to a space where you can get more enjoyment out of life without having to rely on things that are taking away from your health, taking away from your happiness. All right, I did also draw from the Wisdom of the Oracle for you. So let's take a look at the cards that came out for your next 30 days. First of all, we have Clean It Up. Clean it up. So this again, I can't help but think of cleaning up, our routines or getting clean from any substances or foods or beverages that are not serving us, perhaps. Eating clean, drinking clean, having a clean environment around you, I think is very important. This might even involve decluttering with some of this, addictions can even be around, feeling like we need a lot of material belongings around us in order to feel secure. You might want to play with releasing some of your material possessions that are not important to you, and having more space and more freedom in your home environment that way, just with less material objects kind of taking up your time and your energy and your visual field. I'm going to read you the message from this, from the Wisdom of the Oracle for this. It says, the essential meaning of clean it up: getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Have you ever felt so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also, or too much work, or overwhelmed? It's time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. And we really do see these miracles lining up for you here with the Nine of Pentacles coming out in your advice position. So again, it talks about making that cleared space. I'm also going to read for you the protection message. It says, is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to be helpful? Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him or her of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. You are loved as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. So again, I was getting, with this sense of cutting things out, you may be experiencing an energetic drain in some sense of your life. And it could be, the need to be needed. If that is something that resonates with you, you may want to be taking a look at that in the next 30 days. But definitely a sense of freeing yourself, letting go, cutting out the things that aren't serving you, whether that's, people, things that you take into your body or your space, all of those kinds of things. All right, and then we also drew for you the Come to the Edge card. So this is interesting because this talks about taking a leap of faith. We had the lizard here that is kind of sensing the future in a very primal way. I think the lizard senses the future and what's coming. And I think you're in the process of, get this information is coming to your awareness in the next 30 days. It might be a little subterranean at the time that you're coming across this reading. In other words, you might sort of, once I say this, kind of recognize that, oh yes, I have been feeling that, but I hadn't really put my finger on it, so to speak. So this does talk about, trusting that Spirit has your back, trusting that you can take this wonderful leap forward. Again, we talked about the World card, completing something, stepping into a new chapter. And Spirit is really inviting you with the Come to the Edge card to take a leap of faith. Expect the best here with this Nine of Pentacles. You have a lot of beautiful possibilities waiting for you, and just trust that you will be held and carried by Spirit as you move forward onto this new beginning. All right, and then finally, to close out your reading, I did choose a few tea leaf oracle cards for you. So I will show you the tea leaves that came out for you. And the first card I saw was broom here. It says new home, new attitude. But look here, we have this broom, and there is a broom here. So 2 brooms in your reading. That is kind of mind-blowing. That doesn't happen very often. So there might be something about sweeping something away. A fresh sweep, a clean sweep, or the object of a broom might be important to you somehow. But that was a very curious coincidence here with the broom in this card and the broom in your tea leaf. And then you also have fire. It says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate. So I'm not sure, this will mean different things to different people. I'm not sure exactly. With the general reading, I don't want to go too deeply into that. So I'll let you interpret that one for your own life as it fits. Next we have the owl. It says good advice from a wise person. Good advice from a wise person. So you may want to seek some counsel this in the next 30 days for, maybe this change that you're sensing here, or maybe get some assistance with how to release, some of these things that aren't serving you. You may, if you're somebody who's considering therapy to work through this, that might be something that is helpful for you, or a counselor. Or an expert in the field in some way. Again, I'll take that as you will. And then you have the horseshoe, good luck. So that is wonderful news. I'll just put that one right there. So good luck is coming to you in the next 30 days. Maybe this news that's coming in is some good luck for you. Just an example of how that can show up. And then you have the month of May. So May may be a significant month for you. It could be, maybe a significant person with a birth month of May, or something significant could be happening for you in the month of May. Again, take that as you will. This is a general reading. All right, my pile threes, thank you so much for being here. If you liked this reading, please click that like button down below. It does help to share the video with more viewers, so thank you for that. And I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these readings. I would be happy to share more of these readings with you, and as a subscriber, you'll get notified when I release a new one. So again, I wish you a wonderful time today and for all your days in the next 30 days. May your month be filled with light, love, and boundless blessings. And I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.